Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's coming astrology. Well, it's a brand new week, and in a few hours, it'll be a brand new month. And so we're moving towards the very end of the year. We're getting there. We're just a few months. We're past the halfway point. And big doings this week. This week, we have August beginning. And with the beginning of August, we also will have a full moon. A full moon in the sign Aquarius because it's opposite the sun in Leo. Well, 28 days later, we're going to have another full moon, that in August too. But that time, it'll be in Virgo with the full moon will be in Pisces with a Virgo sun. So right now, we're focusing on the Leo sun and the Aquarius moon. And full moons are intense, dramatic, dynamic. So what's really important is to look at the signs that the full moons are in. The Leo, the sun in Leo, is I. It's all about me. The moon in Aquarius is us, we. It's the populist, humanitarian aspect of everybody working together for the greater good. That does not mean that either one of those is more right or more wrong than the other. It means that at times, yes, we need to focus on what makes us the bright light, the sun, in our world, and we also need to focus on how to share that light. It only becomes toxic when we hold on to and manipulate the light to manipulate other people or circumstances. The moon in Aquarius tells us, the moon, by the way, rules people, rules the public. And so the moon in Aquarius tells us on this full moon day that what we need to do is we need to take our light, our sun in Leo, and we need to say, how can I spread this light? How can I make this light better for others? Because the Aquarius moon is about the people. The moon rules people, the public. Aquarius rules humanity, everybody who's really not you, and including you. So this week will be a vibrant week. This week, notice what works, notice what doesn't work, and begin to do what you can to assist and to adjust everything working, and working for the greater good. So we have that full moon in Aquarius. So full moon consists of the sun, opposition, the moon, opposition. They are both square another planet, Jupiter. Well, we had a major square last week with the nodes square the planet Pluto. And squares call for some sort of a transformation, and fixed squares call for some sort of transformation. And the moon opposition the sun, the Aquarius moon opposition the Leo sun, squaring the planet Jupiter in the sign Taurus. That's a fixed T-square. So what is fixed? Exactly as it sounds. It's really good sometimes because you can hold something, you can determine its value, you can keep it in place. But fixed sometimes is like rust on a faucet. You can't make it work because it won't move. So it's okay to have the sun opposition the moon squaring Jupiter. Where do you need to hold fast? And where do you need to let go? So be conscious. This is the key. Be conscious of what's going on. Are you driving your unit? Or is your unit, i.e. your ego, driving you? If your ego is driving you, nothing is good enough. Nobody is right but you. If your unit, your ego, is serving you, then what you're doing is you're listening to the pulse beats of your world and the world around you, and you are saying, what can I do to add? What can I do to encourage? What can I do to embrace and enlarge this great energy? What can I do to be more Jupiterian? Jupiter is luck and blessings, expansion. What can I do to be more Jupiterian about this phenomenal experience and opportunity at hand? At hand, humanitarian, humanitarian, humanitarian. Think in larger terms. So they're all about thinking and behaving in larger terms. And remember to add, for the greater good. Not just for you, but for the greater good. So we also have, on Tuesday, we've got Mars, the planet of how we get things done, how we take action. Sometimes Mars is aggression. Sometimes it's assertiveness. But it's always about moving and moving things. We have Mars trine, a harmonious, beneficial aspect, trine the planet Jupiter. Well, we just saw Jupiter squaring the sun and the full moon. Now we also will have Mars, how we get things done, trine that wonderful Jupiter. What that's telling us is, if you are conscious, if you notice what's going on, if you pay attention, that again, it goes back to that full moon. It doesn't have to be as intense. If you pay attention, your movements will bring about change, that is good, will bring about change that is beneficial to all. And that's a great match for that Sun opposition Moon square Jupiter. We also have Jupiter square, we have Mercury. We have Mercury, the planet of how we communicate, the planet of plans, the planet of how we gather and process information in opposition, Mercury, opposition to Saturn. Mercury is flowing, it's air, it's free flowing. Saturn is earth, Saturn is hold it. Let's take a look at this. How does this contribute? Does this contribute? What do we need? What is the tariff? Because there's always a tariff where Saturn is concerned. Saturn being the bookkeeper, the karmic bookkeeper. So Mercury, how we think, how we gather information, opposition Saturn, tells us it's time to think carefully about what you're thinking about. And it's time to think carefully about what you're saying or about to say. And it's time to maybe take a look and see what needs to be scrubbed away and what needs to be encouraged to grow. And because Mercury has to do with the mind and Saturn has to do with responsibility. So are you thinking responsibly? Saturn has to do with society. Are you speaking responsibly for the good of society? Notice that there is a bit of a theme for the week. Among other things, the public, the people, humanitarian aspects, society. So it's really about being conscious this week. Please be conscious this week. And when you find that you're not being conscious, and you'll find it because you'll be bumping into either figuratively or literally things and people and stuff. So be conscious. Ask yourself, what am I doing to remain conscious? i.e., check in. So on Saturday, we have the sun, which is our life force. It's our identity. We have the sun in a square aspect to Jupiter. Jupiter's been around a lot this week. Jupiter is my favorite planet, and I love it because it's luck, it's expansion, it's beneficence, it's the golden touch. Jupiter, though, can be a little bit wild and crazy if you don't manage it, because Jupiter is expansion. When you have luck and blessings, how are you using them? Are you just sort of letting them flit all around until they dissipate? So with the sun square Jupiter, the sun is saying, it's my way. Jupiter is saying, it's always. And what's really happening is, what you have to do is you have to open that channel so that the sun, which is my way, those needs are met. And so that Jupiter, which is always, which is a truth, but not always the truth, works together with your needs that are being met. So when the sun is square Jupiter, be very careful, because Jupiter is expansion, the sun is ego. So be very careful to remember that You are a part of a community. You are not the entire community. Remember that sometimes you lead the sun, sometimes you follow also the sun. Read the room. With Jupiter square the sun, read the room. As you read the room, you will know how and when and why you should make a move. And then you will make the move in a beneficial, harmonious way, and a move that supports everyone, all of humanity, all of society, all of the people, including you. So it's a great week we've got ahead of us. It's a great beginning of the month. And just pay attention and remember, don't take it personally, whatever it is. So, bye.